Okay, and it's 3 p.m. on the dot, and we are ready to go. So, first of all, thank you very much for those that have joined today. We are probably going to get a few more people joining in the next couple of minutes. Very excited to be here with you today. We love having these events because it gives us an opportunity to share with you what's going on with the different brands that we support, that we love, that we like, and that we absolutely recommend our clients to go on because we know that they're going to deliver amazing service. Today we are obviously with AmaWaterways. Herlin is here with us. I'm going to let Herlin introduce himself and what he does for AmaWaterways in just a second. But as we get started, a couple of housekeeping items that I want to make sure we go over first. Number one, we are going to be recording today's event. Like I said earlier, those that are joining and those that registered are going to get a copy of today's event, a recording of today's event, so you can watch it again with your friends and family, or send it to anybody else that you think might be interested in learning about AmaWaterways and what they have going on. Today, you're going to see a lot of people on your screen that have a name dash luxury cruise connections. That means that person is luxury cruise connections representative. It's somebody from our sales team, somebody from our marketing team, somebody from our concierge team. We like to be here because we like to interact with you guys as the presentation goes on, in case you have questions, in case you have comments, in case you probably know some of these names. Many of you have done business with us and have specifically dealt with one of our advisors, and you might see their name in this in the list. Feel free to reach out, say hi, wave, send a little hello. We're always happy to hear from you. So for today, please know that at the bottom of your screen, right at the center, there's a little chat icon. There you go. Thank you, Denise. That is exactly, you know me now. That is exactly where you're going to be typing your questions as the presentation goes on. I will sure follow with every single of those questions at the end of the event and make sure that we ask those questions. Just write them in there so that first of all we can create a little bit of engagement, but second of all so that we don't forget what we're asking, and then we'll make sure we put them in context as we're asking those questions at the end. Also, at the end, we're going to open up for some Q&A, some live Q&A. So if there's something that you want a little more interaction, a question that you want a little bit more interaction on, please, you can save it for the end. And then when we open up that Q&A, we'll be happy to go over with you. And then without any further ado, what's that? Polls. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. So throughout today's event, we're going to be pushing some polls. We want to know, first of all, some of you already do business with us, some of you already know us, but we want to know, just exactly like this one, have you ever sold with AmaWaterways? So we want to know this so that we know who we're talking to, where we need to focus on more. Like as of right now, for example, about 45% of you have responded, and 84% of you have never traveled with AmaWaterways yet. So that's actually really good news, because this means that you're here because you want to learn about AmaWaterways and hopefully take one of those cruises sometime soon. And we're going to be pushing some of these throughout the event as we need. Okay. So 62% of you have responded so far. 80% of you have never traveled with AmaWaterways yet. You're in for a treat. AmaWaterways offers an incredible delivery through Europe, different rivers. But I'm gonna let Herlin with AmaWaterways do the talking. So Herlin, take it away. Please introduce yourself. By the way, I didn't introduce myself. I am Carlos Etery, and I'm the CEO of Luxury Cruise Connections. Very happy to be here with you and welcome you all to today's event. So Herlin, take it away, my friend.
Thank you, Carlos. You guys can hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. I'm going to spotlight you so that everybody sees you.
Excellent. Thank you, Carlos, again for this wonderful opportunity to showcase something that I am very, very passionate about. Working with this great family for the past 5 years. And again, thank you for the support that you guys have shown here at LCC and the team there here for these last 5 years as well. And we're here to make sure you guys are shining. And that way is by putting these guests on board our ships and then having just a remarkable time with the immersive experience we offer here on the river. Again, my name is Erlan Ruiz. I am the business development manager here for South Florida. Majority of my career, plus 27 years now, has been on the ocean side, but that transition over to the river, like I said, 5 years ago, has been quite refreshing. When you think about ocean cruises sitting at 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 passengers, to the intimacy of what we offer on the rivers is quite remarkable. Of only 150 to max 190 guests on our beautiful ships here sailing through this ancient landscape. And that's what it is. As you see here on the screen, oceans take you to countries, rivers take you through them. It's all about that culture immersive experience when you're on a river ship. And here at AmaWaterways, we provide the luxury and more options for you guys to really become part of that local life. It'd be walking tours, biking tours, hiking experiences. Again, it's part of that immersive experience here in this world where you're literally landlocked on both sides as you're visiting a new town every 500,000 yards. And here on the screen is the Rhine River, like Carlos was asking me before. So the Rhine is that captivating and enchanting experience from Amsterdam down to Basel, Switzerland, Basel up to Amsterdam. It's offering a 4-country immersive experience there. But again, here you'll see as you pass into the Rhine Gorge area on the screen, about a good 6-hour span of constant castles and citadels up on these hilltops. So it's a quite remarkable of an experience we have here with the rivers in Europe, and also some exotics. We do Southeast Asia. We also do South Africa. We have the Nile program and new for 24 South America. But we'll get into those details as we go through the other presentation. But today's outline, what I want to focus on is who is AmaWaterways, okay? Who is the backing of this great company here with the family business with Rudy, Christine, and Gary. You know, how we differentiate with our hardware and innovations versus the competition. What we're doing here with our destinations, also talking about the opportunities you have also with LCC to leverage this partnership and relationship to maximize on the value with these great incentives and offers that are in the market right now. Especially now that we're celebrating our 20-year anniversary just recently on July 1st. There's a great offer now running to September 30th, and we'll get into more details on that. But like I said, the magic starts with the family, who we are as a business partner here. And again, it's very important nowadays to figure out who you're working with and who you're making that investment here. And I got to say here, very rare nowadays to find a family-owned and private operated business here in this industry. But that's who we are. And from day one, we've been a very financially stable company, very pragmatic and responsible in how we conduct our business from day one, that when we build our ships, we pay them off in cash. Okay, so I share this because I think it's very powerful and very important to know that when you're working with an operator, you want to know that these individuals and operators are going to be here for the long run, and we are. Again, financially stable, that when we build, we pay them off in cash. What on the screen here you'll see is Rudy Schreiner on the left-hand side, known as the Godfather of River Cruising. He, in fact, led the North American sales effort for Viking over 30 years ago. But that entrepreneur spirit, him said, I want to begin my own company, design my own ships. And that led him to join forces with Jimmy Murphy back in the early part of 2002. To initially start the name as a company's name as Amadeus River Cruises. And that switched over to Ama, not AMA, but Ama, derived from the Latin word for love, amor, love for the rivers. But he is a big critical part of what it is when it comes to building these ships with these key innovations that sets us apart from the competition. And we'll get again more details as we go through. And next to him is his radiant wife and co-owner, Christine Karst. Heavy influence when it comes to the designing of the ships inside. Okay, so as far as the decorations and the furniture, in fact, a lot of our partners and guests, when they come on board our ships, they feel like they're coming on board someone's home. And that's in fact what it is, an extension of Rudy and Christine's home on board these ships. And the opportunity, in fact, to sail with the ownership is very much in play. They've traveled, with our guests every year. Obviously, we know what happened these past couple of years, about 15 to 20 times. So again, the opportunity to build that one-on-one relationship with the ownership of this company is very much in play. Again, the little thing is a big difference. And of course, can't forget Gary Murphy also sitting here on the rickshaw. He announced his retirement in the beginning of the year, but he pulled a Tom Brady, so he is back with us. But again, it's also with the leadership and a critical to the onboard way of life, and for everybody that is part of this family. And that's what it is. Again, I don't work a day of my life because I love what I do and who I do it with. And it's quite remarkable what we do here. And of course, with the support of our partners, is to really elevate us and put us as the optimal river cruise experience on the river. And we're the optimal river cruise experience, I feel, because marriage, like you see on the screen, between the hardware and the software, it goes a very long way. And they get them with the crew on board the ships. They have such a remarkable job of not only exceeding guest expectations, but they anticipate the guest needs. It's quite remarkable what they do on board, and quite special. And hopefully you guys will have one day to really experience that firsthand. So on the screen here, you'll see we're a very intimate sized fleet, 23, 24 total vessels to date in the European rivers. Our main focus would be anything from the North Sea throughout the center part of Europe into the Black Sea, the three main rivers of France that we focus on as well. But we also have those beautiful exotics, like I mentioned, for the Amadara, for Vietnam and Cambodia. We also have the Zambezi Queen for the South Africa experience there for the Chobe River, which is in a basin between Namibia and Botswana. We have the Nile program that just came online in September. We're going to be building, in fact, a second ship in that part of the world as we see the constant success with the Nile program, and then South America starting in 2024. But again, folks, quality over quantity is the main focus. Main event here with AmaWaterways. We're not a jack of all trades. We focus on what we do best, and that is the river cruise experience. So when you see other players, they're focusing on ocean, river, and expedition. They're good, but again, it's always great to focus on one that's specializing in a certain experience, and that's what we do here and have been now for the past 20 years. So when I talk about the hardware and innovations, Berlitz, again, prominent travel guide. The author for Berlitz is Douglas Ward. He, in fact, went on board 320 river ships back in 2019. Yes, folks, there are over 300 river ships in the river sailing now, and we're proud to have received the highest designation from Douglas as being the highest awarding winning ships because of the heavy investment, specifically with the cuisine and the premium wines pairing, that experience you have on board, the touring, but again, the hardware itself. And you'll see what one of those signature touches with AmaWaterways is here on the screen, and that would be our twin balcony setups. So on our 135-meter long ships, these are going to be the primary standard rooms on board the other ships. Nowadays, the competition builds their room with floor-to-ceiling windows, which are nice. But when you open up those floor-to-ceiling windows to the outside element, you're going to be susceptible to the hot or cold weather. Here with our rooms, you have the best of both worlds with a true sit-outside balcony on one side and a French balcony on the other. Here's what the hardware looks like. And Carlos, as I go through the presentation, like you mentioned, I'm very open to this engagement, conversation approach with these presentations. So if there's anything that you want me to dive in further as I go through the slides, please chime in and let me know, okay? So on the screen, you'll see the hardware, the long ships. These are 443 feet long, 38 feet wide. One thing I want to emphasize on here is lower capacity on our vessels makes a world of a difference because we have more room to play with and offer a great amenity. So for example, our long ships here, 155 guests max. We do have the Ama Magna, which is coming up on the next slide at 196, but she's wider capacity. But again, this ship you'll see here, very comparable to what the competition offers over at the V brand, Scenic, and Avalon. Biggest difference, again, is the capacity. 155 max with us, 190 max with the competition on these same size ships. So again, less capacity means larger staterooms, higher crew to guest ratio for optimal service on board. You got a specialty restaurant, fitness center, hair salon, a spa area. Every single ship features a pool with the whirlpool that's heated, which is great for those Christmas markets itinerary towards the tail end of the year. So again, when you think about AmaWaterways hardware, think about less capacity equates to more value and amenities you can enjoy on board the other ships. And on the screen, you'll see the Ama Magna, which is what I call the jewel of the crown. One of a kind. We're the only river cruise company that has this wider capacity vessel. She came into service the summer of 2019. And in fact, Times Magazine voted her a top destination to visit. You know, it's great when you have Times Magazine not only focusing on a destination as a top place to visit, but a ship. So it says a lot about the remarkable building here of this vessel for the Upper Danube and Lower Danube. So again, she's 443 feet long, 72 feet wide. So double the size of the existing long ships on the rivers. But because of the wider capacity, she is designated for a specific river, and that's going to be the Upper Danube from Wilshofen, Germany, over to Budapest, 5-country immersive experience there, or Budapest down to Gheorghe, Romania, also 5 countries visiting there. And I also feel that this is, and I've talked to Carlos and his team for for a couple of years now on this opportunity with the Ama Magna, is that transitional business from the ocean over to the river that, quite frankly, for many years, that ocean business has been hesitant to experience the river because size of rooms are smaller or lack of amenities with the restaurants. Now here with this ship, no excuses. The average starting size room on the AmaMagna, 355 square feet, full-size balconies. Our suites range up to 710 square feet. That's suite number 305 on the Magna. 4 different bars, 5 different restaurants. So again, no excuses when it comes to having those ocean guests now explore different parts of the world. And let's make it happen here with the AmaMagna. You guys will be very happy. And I got to warn you, once you try the AmaMagna, it's very difficult to go back to anything else. I, in fact, going to be sailing this ship next week. I'll be taking my 14-year-old son. We're big on that multi-generational family as well. Our ships are equipped with triples and quads and connecting rooms. So again, if you have a family opportunity to join, again, we are able to service and support that capacity of the business here with our ships. Here's a shot of what these SASP category rooms look like. These are 355 square feet. Think about AmaWaterways as a 4 seasons on the rivers. Refined, yes, luxury, but not stuffy. So again, more of a country club style ambience on board the ship. Leave the penguin suits, leave the gowns back at home. Not necessary. This again, kind of 4 seasons on board, but really a laid back country club experience on the ships. Here's what the suites feature when it comes to the bathroom. They're all going to be shower and bathtub, double vanities, and the high-end toiletries. But for those that don't prefer the tub and shower effect, you do have the opportunity here for a shower only on the majority of our rooms. So you'll see here the double vanities, high-end toiletries, and also the handheld and the rain shower fixture for the guests to enjoy. So we talked about the family, we've talked about the hardware. Now heavy investment is the cuisine. So for the foodies and the wine aficionados, this is the right brand for you. Again, heavy investment when it comes to the culinary experience. We're the only river cruise company in the market to be part of La Chains de Rotezaires, which is a private culinary society, invitation only. You have to have the highest acumen when it comes to the quality of the food and the presentation. And I got to say, Carlos, I know you haven't been with us yet, but once you have these members, the crew members bring over these meals to you on the plate, I mean, they're absolute masterpieces, but those aromas are picking up off there. You got to definitely dig in, but it's quite tough because it's a beautiful presentation there for the other meals. The galleys on board these ships very small, so not a lot of room for frozen provisions. Everything is market to table, fresh, locally sourced from these destinations we visit. And the beautiful thing here is that when I mentioned earlier about the culture immersive experience, that doesn't only happen ashore. It happens very much on board the ship with the dining experiences. So for example, if you're in Hungary, beef goulash with the premium red wines from that region, or in Germany, the Wiener Schnitzels with the premium wines that are coming up. So again, immersive experience, not only ashore, but very much in play on board with the dining. All the premium alcoholic beverages for what is breakfast, lunch, and dinner will be built in, more so for the wine, champagne, and the beer. You do have specialty coffees and teas, waters, all built in. We've now brought our brand a lot more inclusive when it comes to the alcoholic consumption. We brought in what we call the sip and sail cocktail hour. This takes place 1 hour before dinner every single evening, kind of an open bar arrangement. But again, don't fret. If you don't have the opportunity to partake in the sip and sail or enjoy yourself with the wines, with the meals, again, nominal cost for these drinks throughout the voyage. And we've now actually brought in a drink package for those guests to really enhance the experience if they'd like to with that on board the ship. Here's the multiple dining rooms that we feature here on the AmaMagna. Again, the family is looking at more investment in al fresco dining. So you're going to see more of these sun deck, large pits, barbecue pits, cooking lobster tails and filet mignons. Waiters coming over with some nice champagne for you to enjoy in the sun deck. But again, al fresco dining, a big part of our future here. And you'll see here one of those dining rooms on the top left-hand corner here. That's called the al fresco dining. And that's just a great spot, folks, for morning breakfast there. Mimosa in hand or Bloody Mary. Those windows actually collapse down so that you can see the sunrise, breeze coming in. It's just a great way to get your day started right before your tours. But again, you'll see, get back to the heavy influence that Christine has with the decoration of the furniture and the layout of the ship. Look at those vibrant colors throughout all these restaurants. and they're all included, again. So no extra cost for these specialty restaurants with AmaWaterways. We're big believers about charging initial price points and not nickel and dime our guests on board. There's actually a great treat for dining, and that's the chef's table. You'll see here on the top right-hand corner. You brought over about 10 courses of meals, but again, that's a lot of meals. You think more, but it's more of a tapas arrangement, small plates. And here you have the actual chef prepare the meals for you in a very interactive way in the dining room. We've done away now from the set seating arrangements. So there's no more assigned seating as we start seeing certain changes for the protocols and restrictions as we navigate in this new world in Europe. We've also done away from the mask wearing. Again, it's going to be optional. The crew will have the mask throughout the vessel. They're going to be tested daily. But again, when it comes to the guests, no more mask wearing mandate in play for the experiences. Another thing also we're looking at is, again, testing coming on board our ships. That's done away. Obviously, we got to look at the certain countries we're visiting to really be on top of things when it comes to the right needs for us to get to these destinations. But again, right now, for the most part, our destinations are not requiring testing to come on board or testing to come back to the States. So again, we're making some inroads in a very positive way to get a lot more guests on board sailing with us in a very safe and secure way. So like I mentioned, on the dining, again, great way to build up those calories with the quality of food, but a great way to burn down those calories is with our built-in tours. Here at AmaWaterways, we offer up to 6 complimentary excursions at each of the destinations we visit. The competition nowadays offers 1 for free, but you got to pay for the rest. Here with us, again, a plethora of opportunities for guests to really immerse in this culture, in these destinations, walking, biking, hiking, and also a great value proposition with our tours versus the competition is the intimacy of the size of these walking tours and biking tours with our guests of only 8 to 12 guests max. I've seen the competition of 40 to 50. So again, you lose that one-on-one connection with the tour guides when you have such a large group. So I think, again, with our tours, that smaller, more intimate setting goes a very long way to really immerse and build a relationship with that tour guide. And these tours are offered in the morning. They're also offered in the afternoon. We're seeing longer times overnight in these destinations, but we're also seeing more of a reduction on constant visits with these tours and a lot more leisure cruising with the cruises as well. So again, we are bringing a lot more leisure cruising, but again, if you want to immerse in the culture, guided tours are built in. And the beautiful thing, the luxury of more is you can do what you want on your vacation, explore on your own, explore with our guided tours, or simply stay on board the ship and enjoy the parallel program with the wellness host. So if you're into some champagne yoga on the pool deck, we have this available for you with these wellness hosts that can also train with you up and down the riverbanks, doing some jogging experiences, core strength training. And again, it's all built in and seamless with the price points with AmaWaterways. Here's a shot of one of these public rooms. Again, look at just the quality of these shots. This is not an artist rendition. This is the real deal of what to expect when you're traveling on board with AmaWaterways. Again, the Zen Wellness Studio, you have the gyms on the Ama Magna, capacity about 50 max guests on the Ama Magna's gym, about 25 for the other smaller vessels. And of course, the pool and the whirlpool, which is a great treat for the other guests, especially, like I said, for the Christmas markets itineraries, where I've actually seen guests come out of their rooms with a terry cloth robe that we provide our guests, take a dip in the nice warm water, drink in hand, but again, a different story, leaving the water, going back to the room. But again, just a great asset and we get value to have this feature and amenity for the other guests to enjoy on their cruise. So just a summary, again, we've talked about AmaWaterways, we've talked about the hardware innovations, the heavy investment when it comes to the onboard cuisine and the tours. Now we're going to be looking at the destinations. So where do we sail to? On the screen, all these blue lines would be our main destinations. So our season normally begins in March for what is the Tulip Time Dutch Waterways experience from Netherlands and Belgium. So this would be a round trip cruise here for Amsterdam. You also have your Amsterdam down to Basel, Basel to Amsterdam, captivating and enchanting Rhine experience. You have the 3 main rivers of France here for the Seine and Paris and Normandy. You have the southern Burgundy region there for the Rhone. You also have the northern Burgundy region for the Saône, and a great place for those robust Merlot wines here for the Bordeaux on the Dronge River. You have 2 ships designated for what is the Porto round trip experience out of Portugal, with some land experiences in Salamanca, Madrid, and Toledo. But the journeys continue on here in that main part of Germany on the Main. But the upper Danube, folks, I feel is a first timer's dream to get started with. And I say this because, again, not only I'm biased, this is my first cruise 5 years ago, but it was quite convenient to unpack one time and immerse in 5 countries in those 7 days. Quite special. The journeys continue again from Vilshofen over to Budapest, or Budapest down into Gurgu, Romania. So for those Dracula lovers, a great treat there, and to visit into Transylvania and Brasov as well. And I'll come up with some more details on some new 5-day itineraries being offered for 23 that is going to get us into Krakow, Poland as well, for some very, very important and interesting experiences there for those tours. Very important for you guys to realize that these are 8-day, 7-night cruises, but we are seeing a nice trend of longer journeys. We're calling this current environment revenge travel. Folks are wanting to spend more money, not only to get the suites and the balconies, but want to spend more time on board the ships. And again, we do all the heavy lifting. We can, in fact, put up the 1,800 combinations for you for those guests that want to do the longer journeys on here. In fact, we also got a 46-night cruise that's starting in 23 from what is Ascend across all the way down into the Black Sea. And we'll talk about that in more details here shortly. Also, very important, every cruise offers booking components. So as you make this investment to travel with us here in Europe, make sure you add a 3-night stay in Prague before or after your cruise, or in Budapest. Always add that extra layer of experience and immersive experience there in these destinations. And again, it's all built in with these nights and hotels with tours, meals, and transfers. So again, great value when you build up on the standard 7-night journeys. Of course, the exotics, like I mentioned before, you have Egypt. It's going to be an exclusive 11-night cruise tour, 3 nights in Cairo, 7 nights round trip out of Luxor, and then a 1-night post return back into Cairo at the Four Seasons Residence Inn. You have what is now the Vietnam and Cambodia experience on the Mekong. We're excited to be announcing that we're restarting this part of the world, this program in October of this year. There were some slight issues with the cost of the visas to get there, but we've been able to kind of fine tune what we need to do with that regard. So now there are normal costs to get our folks into that part of the world. And obviously here down in the screen there, South Africa for the Chobe River on the Zambezi Queen. So like I mentioned, our season starts there for the Belgium and Holland. This, in fact, here is the Floriade Expo. It's a horticultural expo. So for those with the green thumbs, this is the place to visit. This, in fact, is running all the way till October of this year. So there is some opportunity for those guys, for those who want to enjoy this Belgium-Holland experience, not only for the tulip time, but now this is running all the way through the end of October with the Floriade in play, where we provide you private access into this horticultural expo, which is quite remarkable. Of course, the over 20 unique itineraries that are available on the Danube and the Rhine rivers. You also have the beautiful region here for France. I saw that picture of the lavender fields and colors of Provence, and I saw it first. I thought that was an artist rendition, but that is the real deal. And a great opportunity to do some biking in that part of the world as well. And of course, Paris, a great walking city, a great time in April to be in that part of the world as well. But again, France, big part of our business, especially with the wine cruises. That's a big program that we offer, especially with the theme cruises. We got our Ancestry.com partnership. We have our wine cruise programs. But again, the folks here at LCC Luxury Cruise Connection will put you in the right venue to make sure that you guys know exactly what to work with here with these destinations. On the Douro, of course, this is very popular, very scenic bound experience. The riverbanks themselves are lined up with these vineyards, and it's quite a special experience here on the Douro. And then the wine cruises. So like I mentioned, the wine experiences with a program are very special to us here at AmaWaterways. We in fact started this about 4 years ago. Actually, no, 7 years ago, in fact. 7 years with the wine cruises. We're up to about 90 of these itineraries for the 23 season and up to plus 100 in 2024. But here what happens is we go into the partnerships with the likes of Robert Mondavi or the Wagner family for the Caymus wines, the Silver Oak wines. They come on board these hosts and give beautiful enrichment talks about the American blend versus the European blend, the old world of wine versus the new world. They get to visit private vineyards and cellars throughout these destinations, do wine tasting ashore, wine tasting on board. And the cool thing about this, and you'll see a consistent theme, is that when you secure with AmaWaterways, there's not going to be an extra cost for this, okay? Not an extra cost for this either as well here with the other wine cruises. The holiday markets, they normally tend to begin in that tail end of November after Thanksgiving, range all the way towards Christmas Eve. There will still be some residual markets opportunity to running till the beginning of January there for New Year's. But again, the core time there for the holiday markets to really immerse in this beautiful experience here is going to be that tail end of November after Thanksgiving and that beginning part before right through Christmas Eve. Carlos, are there any questions you want me to address before we continue?
There are quite a few questions, but I'm not sure exactly how much more you have on your presentation. So we could
we're winding down talking about the exotics and then the current retail offers, and then we'll jump into the Q&A. So I'll continue with the presentation. Here with the Vietnam and Cambodia, I did this, folks, back 2018, and I got to say it was a life-changing experience. We all know what happened here over 5 decades ago, but this culture is very rich, not by the tangibles, but just the love of life and wanting to know about you as much as you want to know about them. So I strongly recommend this experience for all those who haven't been here on the rivers for the Mekong. And it's a very unique program. We offer up to 18 total nights when we incorporate the northern part of the country, doing Hanoi, Halong Bay, down into to Saigon for a 2-night experience there, and then sailing from Mai To into the Kampong Tralak experience there for Angkor Wat. We also offer what is the Chobe River. I promise you that boat you see there is not the ship. This is actually a boat that picks up our guests from the Zambezi Queen and takes them closer to the gaming in that part of the world. Very unique program that it's 5 days, 4 nights on the Chobe River, but up to 20 nights when you incorporate the land-based African safari experiences. Just to give you an idea of price points on this one here, you're looking at ranging between $10,000 to $20,000 per person. But this is a trip of a lifetime with the Zambezi Queen here. Visits also Kruger National Park, Johannesburg, Cape Town, South Africa. There's a Robles Rails component traveling over Victoria Falls, extension up to Tanzania for the Serengeti. And we're also bringing some Rwanda experience so you can trek with the silverback gorillas. So again, very unique, very genuine and special experiences that we offer here at AmaWaterways. And the exotics play a big part of what we're doing here in the market as well. And new for Egypt, this launched September of last year on the AmaDahlia. So we have here round trip out of Luxor for a 7-night journey, but you do have a 3-night stay at the Four Seasons Residence Inn off the banks of the Nile River there, visits into the Egyptian Museum, Pyramids of Giza, and you also have the opportunity to do an extension into Abu Simbel at a cost of only $300 for that flight from Aswan into Abu Simbel and back. So again, if you guys making that type of investment, this is definitely the way to go to get that extra $300 secured to experience the Abu Simbel. But with the 11-night cruise tour, you can also do some pre and post experiences. In Israel, we have Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, Amman and Petra, Jordan. In the UAE, we also have Abu Dhabi and Dubai. So again, folks, we have great opportunities here for really an immersive experience here in this part of the world here on the Nile. So much success we're having with this that we're going to be building a second vessel called the Ama Lilia. That's going to be launching at the tail end of 24, beginning of 25. So we'll have 2 ships designated for the Nile River experience. And this is the shot of the AmaDahlia, brand new vessel. Again, very consistent with the theme and the culture of that destination, very much on board with the decorations and the layout and feel of the ship. And then I know this is really nice, very special and dear to Carlos's heart. We're going to be working on this Colombia Magdalena River experience together. This is going to be a brand new destination. So now again, innovating one continent at a time, and South America is going to be next. We're going to be doing about 497 navigational miles on the Magdalena River, the northern part of the Magdalena River in Colombia, from Barranquilla to Cartagena, Cartagena to Barranquilla. But obviously stay consistent with what we do here best at AmaWaterways to build up the overall immersive experience in the culture and these destinations you're visiting. I'm told that there are a lot of UNESCO World Heritage Sites in this part of the world. So we're very excited to ramp up this program and beginning here towards the tail end of 24, beginning of 25. So more news to come forward. 7 River Journeys, I touched on this briefly before. We got a spring, summer, fall edition offering a 45-night cruise beginning from Avignon all the way through down to the Black Sea. Again, logistically, it's going to be a 3-ship transfer across. We're seeing the success that the ocean-going vessels are having with the World Cruise. So we have our take of the World Cruise on the rivers, and we're calling it the Epic Journeys, 46-night journeys on the rivers. What's included with these long journeys? My favorite is the complimentary laundry and luggage service. You have the cruise manager dedicated throughout the whole entire voyage, and it's not going to be sold as a segmented cruise like you normally see on the ocean. This is going to be a full 46-night cruise going over, but you can see on the screen there all the built-in wonderful value and amenities that the guests will be enjoying on this cruise. So what's new for 23? I want to briefly touch on the fact that we're going to be doing 5-day cruises for 23, visiting into what is called Vienna. So we're going to be doing Budapest, Vienna, and Bratislava. So you have actually 3 ports of call on these 5-night itineraries starting in 23. So again, Budapest overnight, Bratislava overnight, and then a Vienna overnight extension available there as well, with the post into Krakow, Poland, or a 2-night Salzburg. So the sailing season on these very unique and special 5-night cruises are going to be March, April, May, and December of 23. We also have for 23 bringing in the Christmas markets for the lower Danube. Primary focus for these markets has always been the upper Danube and the Rhine and some of the French rivers, but now we're going to be bringing this in 23 for what is the Gent of Southeastern Europe there, from Budapest down into Gurgu, Romania. Also an extension into Istanbul, Turkey is in play. And you have now what we're here for. What can we do to take advantage of the promotions to get ourselves on board the other ship? And this is one of the great offers we have right now, is a 20th anniversary deal. Free round-trip airfare applicable to all U.S. and Canadian gateways on any remaining 22 itinerary, okay? This will apply for Europe and the Mekong, and a reduced deposit of only $20 to secure your spot with this main package deal. The alternative way for us to go here with the 20th anniversary offer would be not to do the free airfare, but take advantage of a very rich and aggressive 20% discount on anything for 22 in Europe and for the Mekong. And for those who have traveled with us before, we can add an additional $200 off per person on top of that 20%. And we have great deals here for our single guest traveling as well. And this is where I was mentioning about the $200 per person discount, which is going to be combinable with that 20% for our past guests. Obviously, in this time and age, we want to make sure we're protecting our investments. So we do offer flexibility and peace of mind with a travel waiver plus. This is not an insurance per se, but more of an addendum provision added on to an existing insurance plan. So for you can actually cancel up to 31 days before the beginning of your AmaWaterways services and cancel. Even COVID-related issues, you can cancel and receive a future cruise credit that you can use up to 2 years down the road with us here at AmaWaterways. So price points range between 80 to 175. The lower variance on that, the price point of variance on that, is when you pair it up to our AmaWaterways Travel Guard insurance, or if you go with a third-party insurance, which our partners here at Luxury Cruise Connections have the great source for that as well, that would be a higher 175. But again, it's all about making sure that your investment is protected and you have the peace of mind knowing that you have this with you here with AmaWaterways. So Carlos, in a nutshell, that is my presentation, an overview on the family, again, the hardware, destinations, what we here differentiated from the competition with the heavy investment on board with the meals and the other tours. And I look forward to welcome you guys on board the other ships very, very soon. Thank you so much, guys.
All right, thank you very, very much, my friend. Let me add myself here to the spotlight real quick. One second. There you go. Okay, you can all see me. Awesome. All right, so we talked about those promotions, but we haven't talked about the 2 very special promotions that we have going on for the people that attended today's event. So before we jump into questions, I want to make sure we touch on those real quick. Number 1, those that joined the event get a $200 savings per stateroom on your next AmaWaterways cruise, and we have a 2-week window to make your deposit, and you're eligible for that $200 per stateroom savings. Okay. But that's not all. We actually have a very, very, very strong offer. We have a set amount of itineraries, and I'm gonna give you both the booking window and the travel window. Most importantly, the travel window, where we have 50% off. Okay, so this is a very private sale. Okay, Herlin, I'm okay saying this, right? This is a private group.
Correct.
We can't advertise this. We can't go out there and put out a big banner on our website saying, we're offering a 2-for-1 or 50% off, because it would be against the rate parity rules that AMA has. But
Right, Carlos. Yeah, it's a closed environment offer, exclusive because of our collaboration this afternoon, and as a thank you for those that are participating with us as well. So yeah, it's going to be a closed market offer, exclusive for those that take advantage from this presentation.
Okay, exactly. So Denise, what are the or Herlan, maybe you know this from the top of your head. Travel window, we have itineraries ranging all the way from July, which is now, to the end of the season, right? The end of the river season. So we go all the way. It doesn't cover December, does it?
I'll tell you right now.
We're gonna tell you guys in just 1 second. But we have a wide array of itineraries, different
October.
of October all the way to October. So from now.
We also have a little bit of November.
Okay, so from now to travel from now to November.
My apologies. December.
We do have some December itineraries?
Yes.
Okay.
December 25th.
So
actually.
between now and December 25th, I'm sorry about that, we have a wide range of itineraries. We have a list of specific itineraries where only you guys that are within this closed environment of our presentation and our clients of Luxury Cruise Connections are able to get a 2-for-1 offer. This offer is not available on AmaWaterways website. It's not even available on our website. We can't advertise it. We can't publish it. So we can only extend this offer during events such as this one, where we have a captive audience and we can literally tell you these are the itineraries. Now, obviously, it's a long list of itineraries. I don't expect for you guys to know to get this information now. But when you get a hold of one of our advisors, and all you got to do is just reply back to the invitation. Let us know in the chat here, any way you can. Let us know that you're interested in speaking and talking about this further. Then we can have a one-on-one conversation with one of our advisors, and they can let you know which itineraries apply for that 2-for-1, aka 50% off offer with AmaWaterways for travel in 2022. I know it's a little bit last minute, but there's a lot of people that are still planning last minute trips. And so so Dixie, thank you, Dixie, for letting us know. We're gonna make sure you get contacted by one of our advisors, and we'll give you those dates. A lot of people are still planning Europe trips. Europe obviously is very much on demand in 2023. And that's one more reason why we're here for you. It's gotten very complicated to plan your trip to Europe because of airfare changes, availability, XYZ. But we're here for you. That's what we do. It is our expertise, and we'll hold your hand all the way through to make sure that not only your trip goes smoothly, but in case anything happens, we're here for you as well to help you navigate that. So without further ado, I'm going to go through some of these questions. We have a lot of activity in the chat. If there's any other questions that come out throughout the way, feel free to type them on the chat. And then again, like I said, we're going to open up for some Q&A at the end. Okay. So I do want to start real quick. I did answer on the chat publicly, but I do want to kind of just 2 minutes on this. Benita asked the question, what is LCC connection with AMA? We have an amazing relationship with AmaWaterways, but to put this in perspective, Luxury Cruise Connections is a full-fledged luxury cruise agency, right? We focus on upscale, both ocean and river travel. We have amazing relationships throughout the entire industry with airline partners, with hotel partners, with transfer partners, and of course with cruise line partners. AmaWaterways is one of our favorite and preferred cruise lines. We love putting our clients on AmaWaterways ships because every time we do, they come back raving about the experience, raving about the staff, the friendliness, the absolutely everything. So we love that because then they want to book again, and for us, that's great, right? So with that,
I was just going to add something. Hi, Herland. How are you? As Herland knows, I did the Mekong. You didn't really get much into it. The Mekong, Cambodia, and Vietnam cruise. First of all, for guests who are sort of done with Europe, that was the most, I've been in the industry 43 years, that was the most interesting cruise I've ever been on. It is a totally different culture, and it was fantastic. But the other thing is, you were talking about the staff for AMA. I'm a type 2 diabetic. The staff on the AMA ship, when we took the Mekong, the the dining room staff, they were watching and they made special things for me and all that. They went beyond what they had to do and they were fantastic. So if you want something totally different and very interesting cruise, then I would suggest the Mekong River Cruise, and the service was beyond compare.
And so the relationship that we have with AmaWaterways and how we enhance that trip is AmaWaterways, and Herden is here to confirm what I'm saying and just keep me real here, right? But AmaWaterways relies on companies like us, on agencies like us, to really enhance that entire booking process and the reservation process, right? There's so many hands they have in their call center in California. We really take that relationship with the clients and take that entire process to another level. We have a concierge team that works in the background that every time one of our guest books an AmaWaterways cruise with one of our sales advisors, then our concierge team takes over and really enhances that experience by taking care of your restaurant reservations, your pre, your post, your transfer, your flights, everything that you need to really make that experience a more personalized one. We create relationships, we're relationship based. We make stuff happen with the cruise lines and with AmaWaterways that you would not believe. And we do that because of that relationship, right? Herlen's territory, we're within Herlen's territory. Herlen's best interest is for us to succeed as a travel agency. And so therefore, whenever we have special needs, special little stuff that we want to make happen for our clients, Herlen is there for us to make that happen. That's the relationship and how powerful that is, right? So
just interject for
experience. Go for it.
You hit it on the head there. The fact that we do have this easy to do business relationship approach that has a positive residual effect for the overall experience that clients are having on board our ships. But aside from the just remarkable service you guys bring to the table, we also have a mutual partnership with Virtuoso, which is a consortia level. Okay, and so you do have some exclusivities that you can offer with Luxury Cruise Connections that others cannot. These exclusivities come into play with onboard credits of up to $300 where you guys can take advantage of. So again, aside from just the remarkable service levels that they bring to the table with all the expertise, they've traveled on these ships and these destinations, so they get that personal experience to share with you. Again, it's just the value with the amenities in addition to the service. And again, it starts from the top with the leadership and the resources that LCC has. And again, that's what they're leading in the South Florida market, and in fact, leading a lot with the agencies in our market. So again, you guys are in great hands with LCC and the team.
Perfect, thank you. And here's a poll that is being sent out by Denise. Have you ever done business with Luxury Cruise Connections? Let us know. So I'll share those results in a second. Okay, in the meantime, while people continue to answer that question, Clint was asking what ships are being rebuilt, refurbished in 2022.
So we got one of the youngest fleets in the industry. So the river cruise industry basically goes on a hiatus for the first 3 months of the season. And that's when all that fine tuning takes place from January through the mid part of March. So again, when it comes to refurbishments, when it comes to, again, fine tuning, just adding new venues on board the ship itself, that's happening in that first 3 months of the year. But again, we're the youngest fleet in the industry. The last two ships that joined our fleet were the Ama Sina and the Ama Lucia in the summer of 2021. And the most venerable ship on our fleet is the Ama Dante doing the Sen, and that was built back in 2007. So again, these are newer ships, but every first quarter of the year, that's when the fine tuning takes place with these ships.
Thank you. Okay, awesome. Well, then move on to the next question. I see we got the results from the poll. We got 66% of you participated, 52% of you have done business with us before. That means that we have 48% of you that are yet to know us and get to do business with us and try the amazing experience that it is to do business with Luxury Cruise Connections and obviously with AmaWaterways. So thank you for that opportunity. I'm going to move on with the next question. What are the requirements for COVID on these ships? That's Jan Wharton asking that question.
So vaccination still a requirement. Obviously, it's not us as an operator mandating, but the fact of the matter is the countries we visit do require for the guests to be vaccinated. I know for certain parts of Europe, especially for Germany, they're only requesting the 2 shots. So Pfizer 2-shot, Moderna 2-shot, Johnson & Johnson. but I'm hearing based on some changes happening on October 1st, they will be requiring the booster. Okay, things are very fluid. Things are changing day by day. So again, we're talking about 2022. Things could be different for 23 when it comes to restrictions, but we are seeing some brighter days ahead. Obviously, the lack of the testing, the mask wearing, that's been done away. The admin recently went ahead and announced no more quarantine or testing to come back to the States. So we are seeing some positive trends when it comes to protocols. But again, paramount importance for us in the industry is safety, security, and the well-being for those that are traveling with us. But again, there are, requirements for fully vaccinated guests on our ships here for the remainder of 2022, and more to come for 23.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much. Warren was telling us sip and sail does not include all beverages. Can we clarify that?
What was the question, Carlos?
Sip and sail does not include all beverages.
Yeah, it's an open bar arrangement. Yeah, definitely. It's an open bar for that 1 hour.
Okay, so I guess there are maybe some liquors that might not be included. Maybe super high end liquors that might not. Maybe Blue Label or.
When it comes to the Blue Label, that's again a little more of a premium, but that is definitely a provision we have on board the ship, and also finer premium wines, nominal costs for those higher end beverages. But again, for the most part, on that 1 hour open bar, it's going to be premium alcoholic beverages served. Like I mentioned earlier, also, Carlos, we are bringing a drink package. So for those that want to do the higher end, again, we do have some available options and programs for them to take advantage of.
And then Jan she commented the relaxing of masking and testing is not comforting to me.
Mm-hmm.
What can we say about that? I'll make a comment.
Masking is optional. So the masking for the crew members is mandated. They always have to wear that. Crew members are being tested daily. But the fact of the matter is right now that these countries that we visit, these are the restrictions. So we're following these restrictions. We're not imposing or mandating something above and beyond these countries that we're going to be visiting. So right now the mask wearing is going to be optional. Obviously, we've got to use common sense, the washing of the hands, the sanitizer, not running into the fire. But again, these things are now laxing as we get into some sort of normalcy in this new world. But like I said, paramount importance, Carlos, is the safety, security, and the health of our guests.
No, of course. And
it's not mandating this, but it's the countries we visit, though.
Right. And the reality is that, like exactly like you said, it's the country, it's whatever the country's requirements are. And the reality is, and for those that have already, traveled with AMA, for those that haven't, the reality is that AMA ships have a lot of guest to space ratio. You really don't feel like you are just with a whole bunch of people on top of you all the time. So there's enough space to really, like, if that's something that is not, if that's something that concerns you, for example, trust me, you're not going to feel like you have a lot of people on top of you anyway. There's a lot of space. There's definitely an opportunity to spread through.
It's also very important to understand that it's a personal choice to travel nowadays. So again, it is a personal choice to go and travel with us, not only on AmaWaterways, but anywhere around the world with other operators or on your own exploring these destinations. At this time, it is a personal choice to travel. But again, we're doing our best to make sure we're keeping our guests healthy and safe throughout the journeys.
Thank you. Betsy is asking us, are all the tours included or are the optional ones at an extra cost? Before you answer that question, let me just say one quick thing. Betsy, one of the bigger differences between, because a lot of river cruise lines out there are going to say tours included, but the reality is that some have one tour included per port, and some others like AMA have up to 6 included per port. And that's very important because, and then I'm going to let you answer, but just want to make sure that we kind of highlighted that differentiation between, a lot of people might say tours included, but with AMA you have up to 6, correct?
Correct. Yeah. When we say it's built in, it's built in. Again, multiple opportunities. Again, with the walking tours, and it's offered in different modes. You have your gentle walking tours, your more regular, and then very active experience. The same thing applies for the bikes. These are offered in the morning for early risers. There's also a late risers option. But again, when we say tours are built in with price points, they're built in. There's not going to be an extra cost. There is a 1%, Carlos. So what I want to announce. So there is a 1% of our tours called the optional tours. So for example, if you're in Vienna, want to visit the Schoenberg Palace and do a nice opera and dinner that day, there is a specialty interest tour that we do offer at a nominal cost of $25 to $35 to offer them to experience there at the Schomburg Palace. Also, in Avignon, digging for some black truffles, bringing those black truffles on board, having the master chef prepare them for you. They get nominal cost for that, but that's 1% of our tours, and they're called special interest experiences.
May I interject something? First of all, Herlin, one of the guests is going on a cruise on the Danube just in a few weeks. Do you know how the water level is on the
Water
Danube?
levels, a concern right now, water levels is on the Rhine, not so much on the Danube. I'm told by the operations team, Steve, that yesterday there was a big rainfall in that part of the world for the Danube, so we're full steam ahead there. But it's also very important to also talk about the innovations of the vessel. We, in fact, have the flattest draft of any of the ships on the rivers by about 9 to 10 inches compared to the competition. And these rivers are an average depth of 9 to 10 feet. So again, inches make a big difference. But we are monitoring the current conditions over in Europe. But the current effect we're seeing now is more for the Rhine, not so much for the Danube.
Thank you. And the other thing I just wanted to bring up, by the way, notice I'm wearing my AMA hat cap on right now. One thing, because you're talking about 2022 specials and all that, one thing nobody's mentioned, and I did, and you mentioned the Schönbrunn Palace, which had the best one of all, Christmas markets. Can you talk about the Christmas markets briefly? Because that's an amazing way to have the holidays. And even before the actual Christmas day, you can go, and it's an amazing cruise. So go ahead.
Yeah, no, we talked about that on the presentation, Steve, but yeah, that normally tends to begin that final week of Thanksgiving. Again, after Thanksgiving up to Christmas Eve. Right now, focusing in that Rhine and Danube region. One thing I got to recommend is make sure that when you go to that part of the world in that time is make sure you have a zero balance on the credit cards, because you're going to be spending some good money buying trinkets and just the meals. And it just, again, it's so much interactive, immersive things going on with the smells and the sights and scenes. I mean, it's quite a remarkable and special to be in that part of the world during that time, Stephen. But thank you for asking for that. But yeah, we pride ourselves on doing some great things there for the markets, and are bringing the markets, like I mentioned earlier, to the gems of Southeastern Europe. So we're not only going to be doing the Rhine, the Upper Danube, but also the Lower Danube starting in 2023.
Excellent. Thank you. And Dixie, got your comment. I believe you're assigned to Steve at our office, who's going to be reaching out to you. Bill is asking, does AMA offer any Jewish heritage cruises?
We do. Great question. Yeah, so we're bringing back the Jewish heritage cruises on the Rhine and the Upper Danube. And Carlos, I can go ahead and share with you the flyer assets on what's entailed with that program there for the Rhine and the Danube. But we are very happy to bring back our Jewish heritage experiences.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Paul, got your message. One of our advisors is going to be reaching out to you soon. Again, I'm getting a lot of direct messages of interest on the 50% promotion. It's a 50%, it's 2 for 1, but we're going to get with you all very soon. So if you're interested, you can also send me a direct message here through the chat, and I'll make sure we get you assigned with one of our advisors that can reach out to you. Jackie, is the idea then that if we wanted to do an add-on package and get back from Budapest to Munich, that LCC would act as travel liaison to help with trains and flights, hotels, etc. Jackie, you're right on point. That's exactly what we do. We consider ourselves, like I said, luxury cruise agency. We're here to hold our clients by the hand and help you with a hassle-free planning experience. Once you connect with one of a concierge advisors, that's exactly what we're here to do. Help you plan all of this and take care of all of the details for you. Make recommendations and hold your hand throughout the way. Does the free flight work for 2022? I've already booked out. If we've already booked our cruise, I guess. Jackie, yeah, all of the promotions when they come out are for new bookings only. It's important that we take that into account. This happens all throughout the cruise industry, right? There are some cases where there's price differences. Some cruise lines allow price adjustments or something like that. But for the most part, it is important to take into account that promotions such as free flights and all those are usually for new bookings only. Herlin, keep me real here.
Yeah, no, you're right on the money there with new bookings only with this offer. But again, if they're booked through you, let's see what we can do to get creative. As a gesture of goodwill, what we do here in the spirit of partnership. I'm sure that Jackie took advantage of some great aggressive pricing when she made that original booking. So I'm sure she's got locked in a great offer now. But yeah, that free air is going to be for new bookings only. But again, reach out to me if it's booked through LCC, and we'll see if we can get creative. And
That's one of the amazing things about our partnership, right? I mean, we have that relationship with AMA. Everything gets really looked at very in detail by Herland's team. So, and even if, Jackie, if you didn't do business with us, this is the first time you're getting to know us. It's okay. We'd still like to connect with you, and if there's any way that we can help, we're going to be here for you. Okay, so we'll be in touch with you offline, Jackie. Okay. Was our last cruise only beer was on the beer tab. Only item on the special list was Riesling. Rhine cruise on Rhine cruise was not included. Are you, Warren? Are you talking about the sip and sail, the 1 hour open bar? We're gonna take that offline with you as well, Warren. I want to make sure we follow up with that, because sip and sail is supposed to be open bar, premium wines and liquor,
yeah,
right?
1 hour before dinner, correct? Yeah, open bar.
Exactly. Is there outdoor dining on any ships?
Yeah, there is, and again, that's something we're focusing on as a family, more of an alfresco experience. The Alma Magna, the water capacity, does already have a desk dining room like that built in. We in fact are not going to be investing in our existing long ships in that front lounge area, where we're going to be cutting basically about a quarter of it from the front to add more of an outside alfresco dining experience there as well. Okay, so that's something that we're focusing on and investing to make sure that we, again, do more alfresco social distancing. Again, this new world has brought new opportunities, and I feel that the alfresco is definitely the other way to go. But yeah, we do have some outside dining opportunities available. And also, if you want to have dining in your room, it's not advertised, but again, as long as you communicate properly with the onboard staff, if you want to dine in the comfort of your room, in the balcony, we can arrange that for you as well.
Perfect. One second. Okay. Okay. So, Warren, we'd love to connect with you offline, but a Prague dinner and entertainment option was at a cost. Yeah, it is important to highlight that these optional tours are they're optional in many different ports, right? So there are 6 tours that are going to be included in every port, but then there are always going to be some optional, more enhanced, I guess, right, tours that are going to be at an optional nominal cost too. Important to highlight that. Thank you for bringing
that special interest tour makes up only 1% of the makeup of what's already built in with the tour. And so 99% of the tours are already built in and very immersive, very comprehensive. At times they're hour tours. It can be, a bus taking in deeper into the country style. For example, if you're in Linz, Austria, for the upper Danube, you're arriving into Austria, do a morning tour, walking there, and then you come on board a ship, have a nice light lunch. And then you have the option in the afternoon to visit the Český Krumlov in the Czech Republic, or Salzburg down in Austria. And then in the evening, you come back on board, and there's an opportunity to get further tour the other city, because we stay overnight. So again, all those are built-in tours. You have morning, afternoon, and even evening opportunities as we stay overnight as well. Okay, but 1%, Carlos, makes up that makeup of our tours. Everything is built in.
Okay, fantastic. So okay. And one second. Sorry. I lost my order here. Clint, got you. One of our advisors is going to get with you soon. You're interested in 2022 and 2022 promotion. Fantastic. Warren's asking, do you have any private after-hours tours like at the Louvre in Paris?
Carlos, we do. I mean, we can cater to anything as long as the proper communication is given to us before the services begin. Obviously, reach out to you, reach out to the advisor, and they in turn share with us what that need is. That's obviously, if we're going to do something independent, something special, there is going to be a cost for that. But again, we can definitely make it happen with a very robust operational team that we have. And again, quite frankly, the family is from Europe. Rudy being born in Vienna, Austria, Christine over in Dresden, Germany. So the clout runs deep all throughout Europe. So we got the best of the best of tour guides and boots on the ground operationally to make these type of things happen for you.
Okay, and I also want to highlight that if there's anything that AMA, for whatever reason, couldn't put together, that's again where our agency comes in and really makes it happen, right? We, as a Virtuoso travel agency, we have DMCs, destination management companies, and relationships with all around the world, right? Europe is one of our strongest destinations, of course, as well. So we can put together any customized tour, any exclusive access tours that you couldn't even imagine. We have relationships with some of the best DMCs around the world, and we can make the impossible happen for our clients. So that's where this relationship really shines, right? We have whatever anybody else cannot do, or in this case, if I'm for whatever reason cannot do. Betsy, we got you. Thank you. We're going to reach out to you offline with some of those 2022 specials. Okay, Warren, we'll follow up after. I definitely want to learn more about your limitations that you had with the sip and sell. If there's any feedback that we can provide on AmaWaterways, this is the right way to do it. So thank you, Fred. Got your direct message. We're going to reach out to you as well. Thank you very much. We'll get you interested in 2022 and 2023 itineraries. So we'll get with you on that also.
Yeah, Carlos, and I saw a question pop up from Warren about the onboard entertainment.
Yes.
Onboard entertainment, again, it's not going to be a full-fledged Cirque du Soleil show on these ships. The venues themselves are small, but again, consistent with the culture immersive experience. We bring local artisans from these destinations to perform for us. It'd be violinists, pianists, dancing, folklore. So again, it's all about the culture immersive experience. So we bring these local artisans on board a ship to perform for us throughout. So if there are themes, yeah, obviously visiting Germany would be a certain theme, Austria, so on and so on. But again, local artisans performing for us in the entertainment aspect of the experience.
Perfect. Okay, I think it's we covered basically every question in the chat. So this is basically around the time where we want to open up the mics and have you guys come, express or ask whatever questions you might have with everybody. Can you please? This is when. I do want to keep be very respectful of everybody's time. So I know that we went a little bit over an hour on this, but there was a lot of engagement, a lot of people interested in not only learning more about AmaWaterways, but also that 2-for-1, 50% off offer. So again, thank you for your interest, and thank you for letting us know. We will be reaching out to you and making this happen. Anybody has any other questions? Anything else you want to know? Anything else you want to know? Tell me. Has anybody been to Europe this summer already? Show me your hands if you have.
Betsy.
Or Betsy has. There you go.
Diego.
Betsy, I see your hand. Diego, there you go. Betsy, tell us here. Let me ask you to unmute yourself for a second. Where did you go? You're gonna unmute yourself. Here, I'm sending you a little pop-up. There you go.
Is that good?
There you go.
Can
Perfect.
you hear me?
Yes.
We spent 2 weeks in Greece in May, and we just got back from 2 weeks on a river cruise in France.
Okay.
They were both wonderful, beautiful. We had great weather. It was before the heat wave. And our only problem was once we flew back into Newark, it took us an extra 20 hours to get home. But we got home from Paris fine, but then from Newark to where we live in Raleigh, that flight was delayed and canceled and delayed again, and it took about 20 hours to get home. Yeah. That was the only negative to the whole trip, was that flight.
Betsy, it's good to see you here. We went back and forth a lot on those reservations. How did that all go?
It's really what you look like.
I know, I'm excited to see you too. But this could actually benefit quite a bit, in terms of what we were saying about the additional services that Luxury Cruise Connections can provide here. From personal experience, what do you think so far?
Oh, I think it's been great. I mean, I miss you. I miss you. You were
Oh, I'm
wonderful.
still here behind the scenes. Every
I
time you email
know,
Marco,
I
I'm
know.
right next to him.
So I'm getting to know Marco. I don't know him as well as I felt like we knew you. But yeah, we spent many hours on the phone with you. But you were great.
All right, perfect.
Right.
I'm glad those
Yes.
trips went well.
Yes, they did. Very nice.
Amazing.
Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to Europe this summer has been definitely, one of those years that really has tested our abilities to make things happen, right? A lot of clients have had, issues like what you're saying, where, flight delays,
Right.
cancellations. It's just airports are understaffed, airlines are understaffed. It's a nightmare out there, right?
Yeah.
Look, we're hoping it gets better, and it will get better. Some airports are literally going as far as restricting how many people are going to take a day, right? Because they don't want this sort of things happening, right? It happened, Heathrow in London is doing exactly that. So it will get better. Everybody is rushing. Nobody expected so many people to flock to Europe this year, and it's been insane. I guess really good for business, right? But we definitely want all of you guys to experience nothing but just a smooth ride all throughout. But I guess that's why we're here, right? That's why we exist, to make sure that we that we're here to support you and to be here for you just in case anything like that happens. And hopefully more people like Betsy can experience dealing with us, and hopefully have a good experience. Thank you, Betsy. Thank you for the endorsement. Really appreciate it. Okay. Anybody else wants to share any story? Like I said, I want to be mindful, so I don't want to take too long of your time today. But this is great. I really appreciate you guys.
We did the Rhine Vineyards tour from Amsterdam to Luxembourg with the TVG extension to Paris on the AmaPrima.
Talk to us. How did it go?
The Kirkenkopf Gardens were magnificent outside of Amsterdam. Floriade had just opened, and they really weren't prepared for us. Not much going on. Now there's more going on, from what I understand. The entertainment, I thought, could have been more local themed, like an accordion playing German music. We had some guy local singing 60s pop songs, like a Vegas loungeism. Not very good. We had a string quartet duet playing some music, but they could have done better playing some Wagner type stuff. When we went past the Lorelei Rock, I mean, they could have been piping in some Ride of the Valkyries or something like that, just to get in the mood, but that wasn't happening. There was really no option to go to a castle on our own, or to go, we did go to a music box place, which was okay, and a nice little tour, which was included. But most of the day tours are all the same. They're just different pace, slow, medium, fast. It's one tour, one place that you're going to, plus the bike, so you can do the bike tour, or you can do the tour walking through town. The sip and sail, there we had a special list that you can only order off of that list. It was not an open bar. I wanted Riesling wine on this trip, and I had to specially ask for it at dinner. That was not the wine that was included with the meal. We were getting French and Italian wine. I wanted German wine, but that was not what was offered. So that was a little disappointment. I was able to buy a bottle of Riesling in one of the markets that we went into town, but I thought, and I wanted to get some Riesling at the Sip and Sail and the our attendant said that's not on the list. You'd have to pay for it.
Great feedback. Great feedback, Warren. So here's the good news. The good news is we've been doing business with AmaWaterways for a long time. And the one thing that I know for sure is that they care to exceed clients' expectations like you would not imagine. So thank you for sharing this feedback, and Herlin here taking note of this. I already saw him taking some notes here.
Yeah.
All that will make sure, that he'll make sure to talk about in the next sales meeting with the team at AmaWaterways. And those are stuff that I'm sure they're going to want to continue to correct and continue to improve, because
the other thing I think that they can improve on is the night that you arrive, they could have a dinner for the folks that get there as they come in. You've flown in, you're tired, you're disoriented, and basically they had a meeting, hello, a glass of champagne, but dinner, you're on your own. And you're not familiar necessarily with that town. You can offer some food. Maybe some folks have some other options, but to offer that, just everybody to meet each other and just take that off your head,
Warren, I appreciate the candid feedback, and I definitely did take some notes. I'm not so sure about that first night of not having a meal. I mean, their meals are supplied every single evening. So again, that's something that
only when we got to the ship. So
Okay.
the first night I was in a hotel, and that we were on our own.
Got it. Okay, so you had a pre-package before the cruise. Okay, understood. Got it. Okay. Well, Warren, again, I appreciate the loyalty. Welcome to the family. And I did take good notes with the feedback.
I've been on 2 cruises. I've been on the Danube. I've been on the Rhine.
Excellent.
Christmas markets on the Danube.
Thank you.
Before COVID.
Welcome, Warren. Glad to have you back, and looking forward to having you back on board again. And I'll definitely share this with the rank and file for whatever fine tuning we've got to do with our programs. We'll make it happen for you. Okay.
Thank you.
That's the most, that's the thing, right? And this is it's a great opportunity. Thank you for coming on to this presentation, Warren, because it really is a space for us to not only ask questions, but also look, we like to do business with cruise lines that really, Betsy, thank you, and hope to see you soon. We like to do business with companies that care, and AmaWaterways cares, and that's why we love doing business with them, because I know that they listen to feedback, and they, nobody's perfect, but we know that they care, and they know that they look forward constantly to getting this feedback from clients. It's the best thing that we can do as business people, is to get this feedback and make sure that it gets escalated. And when we're dealing with companies that we know care, you can count on the fact that those things are going to be listened to and actioned upon. So thank you very much. And guys, like I said, I want to be respectful of everybody's time. I know Herlin has a few other meetings that he has to attend to. So I really appreciate Herlin's time in today's event, and I very much appreciate all of your time and being here with us today and listening to all of us talk and dream about travel. We very much look forward to welcoming you not only to AmaWaterways family, but also to Luxury Cruise Connections family. If you haven't done business with us in the past, we're here for you. We are, we're both companies that really look to exceed clients' expectations and to make everybody happy. So we very much look forward to the opportunity to meeting you if we haven't done so yet, or to take care of you again if we have done so in the past. And look forward to seeing you on a AmaWaterways cruise very, very soon. For those that told me either via direct message or publicly that you wanted to be contacted, trust that one of our advisors will get in touch with you very, very soon. And if you change your mind later, send us a reply to the invitation that you got for today's event. We read all of those emails. We want to make sure we really take care of you. So without any further ado, thank you all for coming here today and being with us today. And hope to see you next time on our next event. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, Herlin. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Hi, Herlin.
Thank you.
Laura.
Great job. Great presentation.
You appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
It was
Bye,
very good.
Herlin. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
Erlen, I'm going to give you a call in a second, okay?
Awesome. Thanks, Carlos.